morning, everyone. Chill Girl Chrissy here, Alderman in Ward 6. Welcome to the Chill and Heal Show. We're here to fuel your mind, body, and soul with goodness. Open up, share, be real, be raw, overcome. Simply live a joyous, chill life. Let go of a lot of stuff. Holy moly, it's been a week. Well,
It's been a week, and it's not over yet.
it's not over. My co-host, Will, from the Will and Joe Show, and a good friend of mine, and one of the, actually, you and Lorraine were the first to sit down with me after Sebastian said, hey, would you be interested in running for alderman?
That's right.
And
you remember
it was,
at your salon.
yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. So thank you for reeling me in and being part of my wake up to Manchester and getting involved and speaking up and the importance of it. And I always say, I always apologize to you, Joe and Rich on, hey, I'm sorry I didn't know, or I would have started speaking up long before.
You know, it's
So-
unfortunate. There's going to be a lot of people that wake up in the next couple of weeks and realize what happens to their taxes. Right here in the Union Leader today, it states if you have a home that has a $300,000 value, your taxes are going to go up 4%. Well, $400.
Yep.
I don't know too many $300,000 valuation homes in Manchester. I think
Yeah.
it's a lot higher. What happens with a 4-unit building? Okay, where someone now gets a $2,000 increase in their taxes because they say their 4-unit building is appraised at $1.2 million, so they're going to see $1,600 or so increase. What do they think they're going to do with that? They're going to pass that on. I was so disappointed in what happened yesterday at the aldermanic meeting on
Heartbreaking.
Tuesday because you hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's an expression, one size fits all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, usually one size fits all fits nobody. Same with politics. You're trying to make everybody happy, you make nobody happy. And I think a lot of people are going to be hurt by this, and that's the thing that bothers me the most. I don't think the effort went into massaging the numbers and sharpening the pencil the way it should have been. It was all about this is what we want, this is what we want, this is what we want. And the thing that bothers me the most, and what I said last night in the Will and Joe show, is the 5 Republicans
Yeah.
had the power. You guys had the power. Nothing could be done. The mayor spoke last night on WMUR saying, well, if we didn't pass a budget, we would have had to take this money from here and our rating could have gone down. Well, not that you're pulling any bonds that I know of in the next couple of months, but that didn't have to happen because if you 5 had stuck together, what was the only choice from a parliamentary standpoint that could have happened the other night? The mayor would have had to veto the budget, which would have extended this time to negotiate for 30 more days.
And it's good to negotiate.
Yes. Some of the best budgets, when I was a representative, the best budgets we had were when the Republicans had the House and the Senate and John Lynch was or before him, Gene Shaheen were the governors, because you had to compromise. I saw very, very little compromise when the 5 Republicans had the power. The Democrats needed that 10th vote. If they didn't get it, the mayor would have had a veto. You could have massaged the numbers some more. You don't have the police contract done. You would have had the police contract negotiated by then. In the next 2 weeks, you would have had a better idea of the numbers. It was just all backwards.
Yeah.
And it's not the way a businesswoman.
Exactly. You can't run a business that way.
I said last night the fact that on the video, if the school district were a business, they would all have been fired for incompetence.
Oh, 100%.
Did I hear last night? I was driving home last night and someone called me and said, "Are you watching TV?" I'm like, "No, I just left the studio." They said, "Do you see Jim O'Connell on the school board just say that they no longer have a place to put the buses because the transportation people kicked them out? So they're going to go to Candia and pay someone for a place to park the buses now, and then
I
they want to
just
have a
can't.
student possibly go watch over and clean them or do whatever." I'm like, whoa.
What, a student?
How
Oh
do
my
you not
God.
know these things when you took over? For the people that don't know, The school board wanted more power. The transit authority didn't want to deal with the school buses. The school district thought the transit department did a crappy job. The transportation said, "You guys think you're really good at this? Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Take it." And they're like, "Oh, good, but we've grown our fiefdom a little more. We have all this money now. We can do." And then it was $2 million in the hole this year. I understand their first year at it. I remember.
Yes.
I don't like to misuse words. So when you say a ton, we're going to learn a ton.
Oh, a ton.
A ton is 2,000 pounds, I believe. I don't know if there's any other definition of ton. Oh, we're going to learn a ton. And I'm like, Jen Shamil, how many degrees do you have? We're going to learn a ton? Yeah, you learn $2 million worth is what you're talking about. A ton. You learn $2 million worth of mistakes.
But if they could learn from their mistakes,
Yeah.
But they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They never have. And I'm very disappointed in the two Democrats. I was told when we were out there.
You mean the two Republicans?
that turned. If they had sat down, if they had given a speech before their vote, explaining what they were going to do and why. We need this for this, and we're losing firefighters too many, we're losing police, we're doing this, the school situation, strapped, the school has cut a lot of teachers with all these kids that have gone, they're renegotiating this, they maybe consolidate this. Okay, you've given some concrete reasons. What would you like it if one of your employees came to me and said, "I made this decision"? Well, what was it based on? I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you do a spreadsheet of the finances associated with it? No. There's a radio ad. It said this woman. You hear a woman speaking to a man saying, "So how'd you come up with these revenue estimates?" He goes, "Well, when Mercury is centigrade and so and Pisces is retrograde." He goes, "Really? You utilized
Stop.
the zodiac signs to come up with our fourth." You pay for what you get for it. Now, I'm not saying anything about Karen DeFrancis because I think Karen DeFrancis is the one shining light at the school district when it comes to knowing the finances. But I tell you, neither one of the two Republican turncoats. I don't like to call people I used to be friends with liars, but when you lie to the taxpayers.
Yeah, you said you were going to uphold the tax cap.
There used to be consequences when you did that.
Yeah.
Union leaders useless than udders on a bull, and so you can't, they don't do anything. So there's no one going to say, "Hey, well, you guys lied. You guys said you were going to do this and you didn't," because there's no union leader to pay attention. If it wasn't for these TV shows, which the Democrats so want you off the air, so want me off the air.
Oh, totally. Well, we know. I stole a binder.
Well, we got
continues.
accused of incorrectly utilizing. I show videos of stuff on, but we don't get paid. Whatever. I don't want to go through the legal. But they come up with any excuse to write nasty grams about Joe and I, and probably you. Anyway, regardless, I'm just really disappointed. I think people were hurt.
Yeah. And they're going to continue.
Tried to make everybody happy. Guess what? You can't. The toughest thing as a politician is you have to either legislate or you have to make tough decisions. Okay, and they don't like to make tough decisions. They don't like to say no to anybody.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from Kelly Thomas what they said to her that changed her mind. Okay, as to what went on. I'm sorry, I knew the other one was going to go. I predicted that last year. I knew Norm was going, which really bothers me because Norm.
Because you predicted it. I saw you opening.
Norm Vincent is in a district of Democrat, what I consider old Democrats. John F. Kennedy Democrats.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy Democrats. Which his party's been hijacked.
The progressives have hijacked it.
Yeah.
The John F. Kennedy Democrats and live in Mr. Vincent's ward are on fixed incomes. They live in their really nice 1,200 square foot, 1,400 square foot ranch. They've lived there X amount of years. They've raised their children there. The children are all gone. They'd like to stay in their neighborhoods. They like to stay there. And they're going to be forced out. And I'm really surprised Norm didn't catch what his constituent base really needed. And people aren't paying attention. It really bothers me. Your Ward 6 meeting a couple weeks ago.
That was amazing, right?
Wasn't it amazing? People saying, "Well, how do you know this stuff? Where do we get this information? Like, how you can't live under a rock. You can't just play on Facebook all day. All right? There's a lot of things, ways to know what's going on in the city. There are so many people who are going to wake up In the next couple of weeks when they get their tax bill, or when they start reading some of these things, you go, really? Their neighbors will start saying something at the curbside.
Like, who voted for this? People
Yeah.
want to know who voted for this. And people deserve to know who voted for this, period. I'm like, for me, I'm a back the blue girl. We could have.
Of course.
This is ridiculous.
But you
Every
could have
single
supported
time.
the police.
Yes.
And what they needed.
Yes.
And still, I'm not saying we.
Well, there's
I'm not saying we could
excessive
have done this.
buses, okay, with no one on them all the time. Okay, so when you want to reduce the carbon footprint, and you're just jacking up gas sales. I mean, give me a break. Or diesel sales. What do they take? Gas or diesel buses?
Mostly diesel.
Okay.
When I was campaigning for Alderman at Large with Joe in the election here, I was at least two places. Alderman at Large Trisciani and I were there speaking to people, and even one time with Kelly Thomas in Ward 12. And she harped and harped and harped. She would stand up, she would pound the table sometimes with a very strong voice. We need to make it more affordable for people to live in the city of Manchester. We have to build more apartments. We have to do this. We have to make it cheaper and more affordable. Everyone's, great job, we got to make it cheaper. Well, Ms. Trisciani, you just made it more expensive by a long shot. We didn't go 3% tax to a 4%. Okay, would I have been okay with if you guys couldn't quite cut it at 3%,
tax cap.
But double the tax cap?
Over double the tax cap.
So, Ms. Trisciani, how can you say in one side of your mouth, we got to make it more affordable to live here in the city, and the other side, vote for a 6.98% tax increase, which is, I'm guessing, I tried to figure the math out last night, but I was just too tired to bother. What's it going to cost someone per rent a month? 25, 40, 50 bucks a month now that they're going to have to increase their rent?
I'm not too sure exactly, but it is a 7% increase.
Well, okay, a $650,000 structure in the city is about $10,000, okay, for taxes. Okay, so if you have a triplex, okay, and or whatever, a duplex is probably 600,000. You've just now gone from 10,000 to what's another $700.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to sugar that out? How are you going to sugar that out?
It's going to go to the renters.
Okay, so 700 divided by 2 is 350, divided by 12 is $30 a month. Yeah. Okay, or it could be even higher. Well, that's $30 a month you're going to pass on to those tenants. Okay, and if you have to wait this year because they have a lease and you have to wait 6 months to do that, it's going to be more like $50 a month. Okay, so how do you make it more affordable to live in Manchester when you pass a 6% budget? I'm sorry if some people had to be, at the school administration had to be let go. The school district creates its own problems continuously.
Yes,
I can go back to the school on Bridge Street School and how they sold that because they didn't like it for the administration building. Someone now made a beautiful building out of it.
Oh,
okay?
Isn't that
then,
funny?
Oh, guess what? We don't own that, so we can't take the money. And the Amoskeag Trust gave us half of it. Then what do? We go below $1.5 million, $500,000 a year for 3 years at Dean Kamen's place. Oh, after we don't want to get out of there because we're paying so much in rent, we buy a condo across the. Well, I don't know what happened with the condo. I don't think they're using it anymore. I don't think they can sell it now. There's somewhere else. They just keep making mistake after mistake after mistake, and people keep allowing it. All you have to do to solve the budget problem right now with the city of Manchester, is to stop the Beach Street School.
Yeah.
And stop that $400 million additional cost, because I must admit, I've watched some of the construction they're doing at the other schools. I really can't complain about it. It's going to better some of those schools that needed it and increase the capacity.
Well, we have
So what do you
less
need another-
enrollment.
Right.
Okay, so our enrollment is down.
Right.
Parents still didn't want their fifth graders with the eighth graders.
Right.
And I got a complaint with McLaughlin is there's no new classrooms. So there's like 2 extra.
That's it. With all that big, huge stuff they're doing, that's only 2.
Principal administration offices, there's a media room. Well, I'll tell you, there's $1 million view because it's beautiful in that media room. And they do have 2 gyms. I mean, I do like the idea of kids playing because kids need to play. That is essential.
Yep.
But one of the teachers was like, there's no new classrooms. How is this really benefiting us when you're spending, I think it's like $60 million per middle school? It's just out of control.
So-
But we do have, can we share, I'm going to share the video that has gone viral with Will. Can we share that?
June 7th, we're here in front of this pretty mural here on Hanover Street. There isn't a parking
Oh.
space to be had here on Sunday afternoon at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. On Tuesday, the 9th, June 9th, there will be a rally at 5 p.m. at City Hall for all you people that want the aldermen to vote to adhere to the tax cap. All right, so make sure you're out there, all right, as we have planes ahead. They're talking about redoing this entire street, okay? I have been driving down the street for 25 years. I live up and I come down here. I know what it's like. I know what the traffic is like in the morning, in the afternoon. I know what it's like when there's an event in the morning at the Palace. Getting rid of these parking spaces. This is the most beautiful street, okay, in the city. Wonderful lights in the trees. They do a great job with us. All these businesses. Everybody really likes it here. New businesses. This building, this gentleman just spent millions of dollars fixing up this business here. Keep this the way it is. You are so aggressive. You just can't, like a little kid in a candy store. You had to get that grant. It's 80%. The city has to come up with the other 20% to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. What is wrong with this city that they fix things that don't need to be fixed? There's plenty of things here in the city that need to be fixed. Why don't you fix them? Don't mess with this, okay? It's a main thoroughfare from Interstate 93 right down here to the city. People coming in for concerts, everything else. Why are you going to mess with this? The most well-liked street in the city. People come down here to eat, to have a few drinks, go to restaurants, go to the Palace, park here, eat, then go to the Southern New Hampshire University arena. Don't mess with this. Don't fix things that don't need to be fixed. Leave this alone. Make sure you are there Tuesday, June 9th, City Hall, 5 p.m. Show your support for the aldermen who want to adhere to the tax cap. And for those that don't, talk to them. Tell them why. Tell them why they need to adhere to it.
Complete common sense. Thank you for speaking up. And that rally was really phenomenal. Everyone coming out. I mean, elected officials, people that have been concerned, about their taxes. And I got a phone call yesterday. Well, I got a ton of phone calls. And
How many?
A ton. I got a ton of phone calls. And with that, a landlord, what is he to do? What is she to do? You know how many people, their rents are going to be going up?
Yes.
And they're like, we can't keep eating
We'll
all
have
these
them call-
costs of everything.
We'll have him call Ms. Trisciani, who wants to make housing cheaper, and Dan O'Neill.
Oh,
who
yeah,
only-
more
only thinks
affordable.
it's another cup of coffee a month.
Oh, yeah.
Or a week, and ask them about it. It is disheartening, and like I said, a lot of people were hurt. And I understand how hard it is to make tough decisions, and especially with budgeting. I served 9 terms, 18 years in the legislature. There were tough decisions that had to be made. And someone would give a really good argument for a certain piece of legislation. I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And then the next person against it would give a just as good argument. Okay, and it's sometimes right in the middle, and you have to make those decisions. You have some new aldermen on the board. They're kind of being told what to do by the party leaders. I think the biggest thing that bothered me was the mayor's lack of leadership.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't dislike Jay. I don't prefer how he's
He's very likable,
doing
but
his
my
job.
gosh, give me a break.
Got a wonderful family. I mean, nice guy. I mean, but I don't agree.
People want honesty.
I don't agree with the way he's managed things. And a really good leader would have stood up and said, Democrats, these 5 people are sticking together. You need to negotiate. You need to sharpen this pencil. That didn't happen.
No.
They just wanted to browbeat the other 2 into voting that way. When there were other budgets on the table, yours might have been a little too thin. Democrats
too
was
thin.
was
We
too
were right at the
tight.
tax cap.
Right, so
Which is what the citizens voted for.
well, the citizens don't show up a lot, and this is another thing. All you Republicans and Republican-leaning independents, we have 60-some thousand people show up for a state election.
Yeah.
And a presidential election, 65, something like 65%. So 70% of the citizens who are eligible to vote in the city of Manchester usually show up for the state and federal elections. What do we get, 13, 15,000 people show up for the aldermanic elections?
Is it 15 or 20%?
It's okay. It's a third.
Yeah.
Okay, a
It's-
third less.
it's painful.
And if the other 2/3 continue to not show up, this is what you get.
Yeah.
And I'm not being a jerk to you, but if you don't show up and you don't pay attention, you don't have a really to complain. So
Yeah.
some of us people, oh, Will, you're always a complainer. Joe, Chrissy, you're always complainers. What's going on? Well, I think we try to open up to what the other side is. Okay, there's two sides, to every coin. Do I think the aldermen who voted against us are bad people? No. They're
No.
good mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and friends and parents. No, I don't think they're bad people. I think they don't see the big picture.
The big picture, when you talk about affordability, I mean, that was been the big goal is, affordable housing. I'm like, how is this this is opposite of what the goal for Manchester has been, is affordable housing. It's totally making it even more unaffordable.
What is the
Never mind the sewer and water bills that keep rising.
What is the lifeblood of any city? Commercial. Their commercial tax base, okay, should be a 60% to the 40% to the residential tax base. At one point, ours was backwards, 60-40 commercial. I think it might be 50-50 or now, but or a little higher on the residential. And that's not a good way to run a city, because there's never enough money, because you're taking too much from the citizens, the residents, and not enough from of a business. So look at all the places around us. Look what Hooksett did. Look at all the wonderful businesses in Hooksett, okay, and Bedford. Look at all the wonderful businesses in Hooksett and Bedford. They didn't want to come to Manchester because they know the taxes are iffy, okay? And what is business like? Consistency. I am
So
so
true.
worried about two things. Number one, a boatload of tax abatements coming
yeah.
because of this increase, and people just saying, we're out of here. I mean, Velcro left. They're moving everyone back to Stratum or whatever it is out in Seacoast. They'll sell that business for who knows what. It's vacant right now. So I am really concerned that a 7% tax increase puts across to business, it's not a good time to do business in Manchester.
Yeah.
It's time to either not come. Look at by the airport. That's all Londonderry. Everyone goes to the periphery of Manchester. Does that give you a clue? So I'm really concerned about that.
And you know what's really disgusting is, can you show Gerard at Large the picture I sent, Brendan? You want to read that?
Democrats celebrate after Republicans provide needed votes to hike taxes by more than double the tax cap.
And you
I don't
see
know
them.
were they in a bar?
They were in a bar.
Where were they? What's their
Strange
bar
Brew.
of choice?
Strange Brew.
Oh,
So they were cheering, and so that I didn't get to read the article yet, but I got it.
you know what the best budgets were in the legislature? Okay, when the Republicans got some things, but not everything they wanted. The Democrats got something and not what they wanted. The worst type of budget is when one side is doom and gloom and the other one is giddy. That's what you just saw.
Yeah.
They got everything they wanted. They are so proud of themselves. To whom? To the union bosses? To some other people? Or you think your constituents are going to be happy, or are you just hoping that they don't notice?
They're hoping they don't notice.
You know why a lot of people
And they're like,
don't
oh,
notice?
it's only this
You know
percentage.
why a lot of people don't notice? Okay?
Because it's in their mortgage.
Because it's in their mortgage. And if it goes up $30 a month, like, okay, it's going up $30 a month. It doesn't really, but guess what? Seniors who don't have a mortgage, they see it every month. Renters who don't have a mortgage, they're going to see it.
Yeah.
People are going to be moving out of Manchester. You're going to have a lot of availability. Right now, you already have so much supply. Some companies are out there offering you 2 months rent free to sign like a 13-month lease or something like that, 14-month lease. They're trying to give you 2 months free to
I know.
entice you.
Isn't that crazy?
Well,
You
supply
see,
and demand. The people aren't coming in the door saying, I want to rent here. I know someone that just rented a 3-bedroom duplex in Manchester for $4,200 a month.
what?
That's a huge mortgage payment, but people
Oh
don't
my
want to
God.
buy here right now. There are homes up by our neighborhood off
Yeah.
Linda Lane at Carruthers Ave. I don't think they're selling. $800,000, $750,000 price tags. I don't think they're selling, Chrissy.
I need to take a ride up there. How sad is that? Well, I mean, people are when they heard about the tax hike, they're like, "Are you kidding me?"
If you have your house for sale right now, if you haven't taken it, you haven't sold it yet, oh my goodness, you better sell it before they find out what's gonna happen to your taxes.
I know.
It's
So
unfortunate.
sad. So what can we do? I mean,
Nothing.
I will say,
Can't do a thing.
Well-
You're stuck with it.
I know we're stuck with it, totally. But moving forward, it was a great rally. We have been more engaged
Yeah.
than ever before.
Yeah.
But it is still, people are afraid to come out and speak up.
I don't know if
it
they're
is-
afraid. They just think it's on deaf
Well, they're not,
ears.
yeah, that too. So it's both. It's both.
And the mayor has lost credibility amongst his own party.
Oh,
so
my God.
It's unfortunate.
It's just a joke.
But
You know, what is that? I will never, ever allow a tax cap override.
that's what he said.
I mean, over and over and over.
Okay, and if he had no
Read my lips.
yes, but if he had no choice the other night, if you 5 Republicans stuck together and the 9 Democrats stood their ground, and nothing was going to happen, if you took vote after vote, I would have taken 5 or 6 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I would have vetoed it if I were the mayor. And I would have said, you guys go into a room, come back in 48 hours, and you figure it out. Because
Yeah.
these 5 aren't budging, and these 9 are. You better find something in the middle, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a leader does.
That's right. So,
Which is why I'm an insurance agent and not an alderman.
so what's next, Will?
I'm going to go to work.
You're gonna go to work.
Yeah, what's next? You know, we see what happens with these things, and we just keep an eye on it. And when things do occur, when the tax bills are going out, when some of these bonds are being floated, when we find out how much it's going to cost the school district now to move all the buses out of Manchester to Candia, that's
Oh
not
my
going to cost
gosh.
more money in gas, is it? Okay, and how what it's going to cost to they don't give your land for free for you to store buses there, okay? So how much that's gonna cost the city now, which they didn't account for, and to,
But she was so
a
smart. She
watchdog
was
and
gonna
whatever.
save money.
So all we can do is continue to express these things as we see it to the public that do watch these programs, and there's a state election coming up in November, which isn't gonna do anything, and then the city election another year, and we'll see if some of these people get held accountable. It's the best you can do.
I know. We need to hold people accountable. All right, tune into the Will and Joe Show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And thank you, Will, so much
You're welcome.
for
Thank you,
always
Chrissy.
being there.
Thank you for being the alderman in Ward 6 that sticks to their guns and are well-liked
Staying
by
strong.
Republicans, Democrats, and independents in
Thank
Ward
you.
6, because you say you're going to do something and you do it, and they do appreciate it.
Thank you. And I appreciate you.
right.
Thanks so much, Will.
Take care,
Have
everyone.
a great day. God bless Manchester.